Hey, welcome to Going On Daily. I'm your host today, Mike Palmer, and today we have a fantastic show lined up for you. Joining me is my co-host today, the lovely Becky Turner.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Becky. So we have a little rivalry going here, everybody.
Yes,
I'm
we
in
do.
Florida. Becky is actually in Edmonton. How do you say Edmonton?
No, Edmonton.
Edmonton. Oh, there's no S.
No.
Oh, okay. She's in Edmonton. So tonight is Game 7 of
It's
the
actually so
Stanley Cup.
appropriate that you're Florida and I'm Edmonton. I love
Yeah,
this
it just
for us.
worked out well, huh? I mean, if I was
Yeah,
Fort Lauderdale, it would be spot on perfect, but
right?
I'm in Orlando, so but it's close enough. I mean, you're in a whole
hmm
different country.
I can't help but notice that you're not wearing a Florida jersey.
I don't have one. I mean, I'm not a sports guy at all. The local high school that my wife works at does have the same logo, so I could have worn one of their shirts, but it's green instead of the red.
Oh,
So,
I think I saw someone in the stands wearing a green one, maybe like
really,
a fancy one. It was like black with neon green. I think they all have a black with
oh,
neon green one.
hmm.
Yeah,
All right, so Becky and I have a little side bet. Whoever team wins tonight, the loser has to do a segment on how good the team is tomorrow.
that's right. So if Edmonton wins, which they will, uh, Mike is going to do a segment on how amazing the Edmonton Oilers are. And
Yes.
in the off chance that Florida wins,
Who's the favorite? Are we? Who's the favorite tonight? You guys have
well,
won
I
three in a row, so I mean, you've
well,
done
but you
enough
guys
now,
did also. You guys won the first three,
right?
and we were down 3-0, and we thought, okay, this is it, game four, we're done. And then
Okay.
they
Like I
smoked
said, we're
him in
gonna
game
play
four.
now. Now it's time to play.
Yeah, they smoked him in game four, and then game five was closer, and then game six was another blowout, I would say.
Hmm. All right, all right. So we'll see what happens tonight then.
Yes.
All right, we'll get started. First, you got to watch us on YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting.
Mhm.
You can find us on Facebook at RI Broadcasting, and then our Patreon is at RI Broadcasting, where you can pay and help run the show for us.
Mhm.
So the first story up today, we got an English music festival. Not this weekend, but I believe it's the weekend. No, maybe it's just England's Download Festival was ravaged by mud and food poisoning. Over the past weekend, the Download Festival in Dongington Park, England, hit with rainstorms and hundreds of cases of food poisoning. The legendary 3-day hard rock festival was headlined this year by Queens of the Stone Age, which I'm not familiar with,
Mhm.
Fallout Boy. Is that one of your favorite bands, Fallout Boy?
When I was like 20, yeah.
Oh, Avenged Sevenfold.
Mhm.
Still don't know anybody yet. Pantera, I have heard of them, and Limp Bizkit. And also,
Oh,
yeah, that I've heard of them. And then the Offspring.
that would be a great show.
Well, apparently it wasn't this year. Instead of the live performances being the talk of the festival, it was the muddy terrain that covered the festival grounds, as well as bouts of food poisoning. The site Food Poisoning News reported that as many as 500 people were infected with symptoms of nausea, diarrhea, stomach cramps, and fever, with some festival goers using buckets and garbage cans as makeshift toilets.
I was thinking they probably had just a row of outhouses because it's a festival. Just a matter of
Right.
puking in that or
That was not enough. They had people were just going in whatever they could find. Uh,
mm.
Sean Smith, frontman of the band The Raiders, who
Mhm.
tweeted, got food poisoning, been sick all night. I've got to go to the hospital to be put on an IV, apparently.
Wow.
Health officer Paul Sanders shared the statement. We worked with the event organizer to investigate two food vendors, both of which were closed by the event organizer over the course of the weekend. We were aware of reports of people feeling unwell and will continue to investigate. Ugh.
Not one, but two vendors.
Two vendors. The BBC spoke with a health official who said an investigation is underway. We worked with the event organizer to investigate two food vendors, both of which were closed by the event organizer over the course of the weekend. We are aware of reports of people feeling unwell. Sounds a little bit worse than just feeling unwell. Let's see. They were removed from the site because they failed to meet the standard of environmental health from the local authorities.
Oh
Download
my
Festival
gosh.
operates a robust 24-hour welfare operation, including staff and welfare tents to support unwell customers throughout the event. Oh, that just sounds miserable. The rain and the mud's bad enough, and then you got people pooping everywhere and throwing up, and
I'm not trying to laugh, but yikes. I
I mean
think
that's
like
the
festival
thing about
weekends
Hard
are a
Rock
hot mess
Festival.
anyway.
Sorry, say again.
Festival weekends are a hot mess anyway. Just
Right. Add the
people and
rain, the
it's
mud, and the
dirty and
everywhere. Oh,
yeah.
that's just terrible. Oh wait, you took a trip to. You just got back from Vegas. How was that? We
I
didn't.
did. It was warm. It was very warm.
Yeah, warm or hot? Was it
Hot.
just warm?
I was being kind. I
Oh,
it
kind with
was
the warm.
yeah. It was so hot. I'm trying to think the conversion here. 40, 80, 110 at
Oh,
least.
and there was a picture of your husband in that jersey, I believe.
He has his own. I've stolen this from him. He only wears a
Oh, he has a
McDavid
different one.
jersey now. Because the Oilers seem to change their jersey all the time. So the one that he has is a brighter orange,
Oh,
darker blue.
but those are heavy, right? Because it's to keep them warm on the ice.
This one's not bad, actually. It's kind of vented. That being said, wearing it during a hot day, that
Right.
that was a lot. He put it on in the evening. But we had booked tickets to Cirque du Soleil, and we did not know when we booked it that we were going to go into the finals, and we certainly didn't know that we were going to make it to a game 5. So
Right.
it was on at the same time. So him and I were both sitting there, and he booked front row, and so we're both sitting there like this with our phones, like, and then putting it away to make sure that we knew. We were watching it in the sports book for the first half, and then the second half of the second period, we had to go to our show. I even asked to. I went to the front of the line, and I'm like, "Can we switch to the 9:30 show?" And they said, "No," because we
No.
booked it through a third party.
Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
never change those things. It's a deal on the price, but then you can do no changes.
exactly. It was actually cool though. So at one point in the show, what are they? The dancers and the performers, they came
Right.
down, and because we were front row, they were walking in front of us. And one of the guys stopped what he was doing. He turned to Andrew and he was like, "Let's go Oilers."
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it was cool. But
That's funny.
everyone down
What's
there,
the score?
yeah, exactly. Everyone down there was go Edmonton because I mean, Vegas beat Florida last year, so they
Ah,
don't like Florida.
they don't like Florida. Nobody likes us. Unless you go on vacation, then everybody comes here.
Yeah, exactly. Florida seems to be ridiculed all over the internet. I don't know why, but
Oh, we are. We're terrible. It's like a swamp. It's they call it the unlawful swamp down here.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Is
we're
that
almost
more
like
about your
Australia.
people or your
Everything here wants to kill you.
that's fair.
So, did you see the Mirage while you were there? I
I
understand
did. So
it's
we actually went to Cirque du Soleil Love, which is at the Mirage. That's the
Oh, okay.
Beatles show, and it was so good. And it's a shame to me that it's closing. So yeah, we are saying goodbye to the Mirage. If people didn't know, it's closing on July 17th, so less than a month from now, a couple weeks.
Are they going to blow it up or just remodel it?
No, they're just going to remodel it. So it's turning into the Hard Rock Hotel. And they're taking out the volcano out front. I don't know if you've been to Vegas, but they've
Yeah.
got this huge volcano out front that every hour from 8 o'clock on, it shoots out water and fire.
Right.
And they're taking that out, which is a shame because I thought that was pretty cool. And they're putting in this like huge guitar shaped tower. It's going to be 660 floors.
That's like the one we have down here in Fort Lauderdale.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
exactly like that one. And they wanted it to be 900 and some feet or
Right.
floor. No, feet. Obviously, floors would be insane.
Yeah.
900 and some feet, but the county rejected it. So it's going to be 660 feet.
Oh, maybe it was a flight risk or something being so high.
Maybe, or maybe it's just like so much more aggressive than the other hotels there. It would just take
Oh,
away.
could be.
I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's sad. I think the Mirage closing. So I did a lot of research on it, and I saw, it was opened in 1989, so it's only been there for 34 years. When you figure in Las Vegas life, it's pretty
Yeah, that's
young.
not. Yeah, that's not a long time.
Yeah, and at the time of its creation, it was the most expensive hotel to ever be created, and
Oh
also the
wow.
biggest. Yeah, it was 630 million, which was almost 100 million all over their budget. And again, 80s prices, that's huge.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot of
Absolutely
money.
huge. Yeah, and it was the very first mega resort on the strip, so everything else was quite a bit smaller. They've had cool shows over the years. They had Siegfried and Roy for I think 13 years
Until the lions
till
bit
dude
somebody.
lost his face.
Yeah, tiger bit the guy in the neck or something.
Yeah. And then they've had Beatles Love since 2006. And like I said, that show is so good. It's a shame
Yeah.
that that one's going to be gone. Like I wish that a different hotel would pick that up because it's so good. They also have like a huge aquarium there in their lobby. And I also read that they had a dolphin aquarium type thing,
Oh yeah.
but that one shut down in 2022. I guess there was something, one of the animals got sick and died, or
Too
I don't
hot.
know.
Hey, cook the dolphin.
They had mahi mahi for dinner
Right.
special that day.
Special on the buffet tonight. Mahi mahi. In
That's
a similar
terrible.
story, we're closing the dolphin exhibit.
Yeah, that's right. Not related.
Not
Totally
related at all.
unrelated.
Coincidence. Purely coincidence. And the dolphin is very fresh.
Yes, that's right. So the interesting thing about the hotel is when it first opened, because it was such a massive venture, Steve Wynn, who was the one who opened it, he was basically told like it's not going to succeed unless you hit at least $1 million a day in revenue, which is huge.
Right.
But we were trying to figure out on our trip like how much a day, in 2024 does a hotel make? And it's like,
Oh, it's got to be bazillions of dollars or
well,
something.
we looked up MGM because it's such a huge resort, and it was
Right.
saying, their revenue per year is about $500 million. So it's massive. So this $1 million a day, they well exceeded it even
Oh,
in the
sure.
80s.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just a couple fun facts about it. It was originally a Steve Wynn property, but then MGM acquired it in 2000. He walked away and they bought it for so many millions of dollars. And then just in 2022, December of 2022, the Hard Rock bought it for $1.07 billion.
Poof.
And they're having to fork out severance, which I shouldn't say having. It's a good thing that they're forking out severance to
Right.
over 3,000 employees. And we actually talked to a guy he was one of the ushers at the Love Show because it was chaos trying to get out. And he was saying that he got a pretty decent severance package.
Severance.
So he's just going to take his time before he finds a job. They said that they did offer employees work at the Hard Rock when it opens,
Right.
but that's 3 years from now.
Oh, 3 years of renovations.
Yeah, so he said like if you were going to work at the Hard Rock, like if you took that deal, you would
Right.
get a very small severance package.
Uh,
So he said there's no point. He said if anything just reapply in 3 years.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they paid out 80 million between 3,000 employees. So
Not bad, I guess.
yeah, I worked it out. I mean, if everyone got the same, which they wouldn't, but
Right.
roughly around 25,000.
Ooh, not a tremendous amount of money.
No, you can't live for 3 years off of it. You're going to have to work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you could take a couple of months, though, like he said, to find something.
Yeah, I would say there's probably no shortages of jobs in Vegas.
No, I would imagine not.
No.
No.
One other fun fact I found was that within hours of opening in November of 1989, somebody hit the jackpot on a $1 slot machine, 4.6 million within hours of opening.
Oh, somebody got fired.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And
all right, where's the guy that sets the machines? You're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they actually were known as the Golden Nugget right before opening. And then Steve Wynn was like, I don't want 2 golden nuggets. So they
Yeah.
changed it to the Mirage, and they ended up having to pay out 2 different Mirage ventures in Vegas at the time to change their name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and I also read somewhere that they acquired Michael Jackson to help them design the volcano, but I only found one article that said that. I couldn't find anything else to back that up.
Because everybody knows he's the volcano expert.
Is that sarcasm?
Yeah, I mean, why would you hire Michael Jackson to help you
Well,
with a
that's
volcano?
what I was thinking. Maybe to, play a show or something.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was going to
Residency.
go. They acquired him to do the opening act for the first night, or he was
Yeah.
the live-in person for the year or something. But no, we got his help on the volcano.
Yeah. I did actually read, though, that he stayed there. Remember when Neverland Ranch got raided?
Yeah.
He actually was staying at the Mirage.
Oh.
during that time. Yeah, so maybe he has some connections there. But yeah, I don't think he ever did a residency there or anything. But their first event that they had, so they were going to open December 26th of 1989, and Steve
Right.
Wynn pushed it up to November. Sorry, did I say December 26th? December 26th. But he bumped it up to November 22nd because he had acquired Sugar Ray Leonard to have a big fight there.
Oh.
So yeah, the Mirage was the place back in the day. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that it's closing. And they did say too that tourism was taking a huge dive before the Mirage opened because Atlantic City had gotten the rights to do the same thing, and that killed business. And then the
Oh.
Mirage opened, and then
Brought people back, huh?
yeah, and it created the first of these mega hotels on the strip. And now look at it.
Oh, and now they're closing. You think just
I know.
historically they would have left something?
Yeah, I don't know. There was even a change.org petition to save the volcano, but no.
No. Michael Jackson's gone now too, so they probably don't know how to run it.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's the
So I don't know.
expert.
I thought it was sad. I really enjoyed my time there, but
Did you guys stay at the Mirage?
no, we didn't.
No,
No, we
just did
stayed
the
at
show there,
New
huh?
York. But
Hmm.
yeah, too bad, so sad, I guess. If anyone is able to get down to Vegas before, well, I think July 7th is the last Beatles show, and then July 17th is the day of closing. Go buy a chip. We bought a chip from there just to have it.
Oh, yeah, you can buy one. Was it face value?
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yep.
sounds like a deal, huh? Go get you a
Yeah.
$500 chip for $25, and then just sneak back in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're $1 for a dollar
Oh,
chip.
wow. Does it say void on it or something?
Does it what, sorry?
Void? Does it say void or anything
No.
on it or something?
No, not at all. He just
Oh,
went up to my husband went up to one of the tables and said, "Can I get $1 chip?" She said, "Okay," and that was it.
oh,
He got
all
one
right.
of the Tropicana last time he was there too because he like that one's being torn down as we speak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like when they blow them up. Makes a good video.
Right? Yeah, this was weird. The Tropicana, it's like the top was still going on and there were still lights up top. So I don't know if people are still living up there, but the bottom is just frame and then
Oh.
like taking out windows and stuff. So they're not imploding it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, allegedly there was a drunk woman propositioned some cops on a flight recently.
Oh no.
A passenger who allegedly assaulted a flight attendant propositioned officers after they hauled her away for being highly intoxicated. Police responded to a call at Dallas Fort Worth International Airport after reports of a drunk and disorderly passenger. You can see footage of the incident was shared by a website called Police Watch, but it shows a wasted woman offering to perform sexual acts in an attempt to get out of the arrest. The video begins as officers board the Frontier Airlines, so one of those high-level airlines to start with,
Mhm.
where a woman was in restraints, identified only as Samantha, is slumped in a seat next to her mother. Once cops get her into a wheelchair, her mother tells police that her daughter took a couple of tells police that the daughter took a couple of shots before boarding, then pulls out several miniature bottles she said Samantha drank before they arrived at the airport.
Oh, Samantha.
Samantha apologizes to the officers, saying that she effed up, but then loses her temper and orders the cops not to touch her. But when that doesn't work, the woman starts flirting and using flattery. What am I going to do is I'm going to make out with you because I just think you are the cutest person, she tells the officer while attempting to bite her lip seductively.
Oh my gosh.
You're cute, she says to another before declaring to the first cop, I can't wait to make out with you. When the officers refuse to engage, Samantha becomes enraged, begging to be let go. I would literally do anything you tell me to do, she pleads at one point. Her mother's got to be so proud. The officers eventually escort her through the airport, but once outside, reality hits Samantha when she sees the police vehicle. Are you serious? Let go of my arm, she rages as she's placed in the back of the cruiser. One officer tries to calm her down as she wails and kicks the divider between the front and back seats. Samantha is seen crying by the time they arrive at the station and continues to plead her case as she is processed. Samantha, unfortunately, was arrested for public intoxication.
I'm not surprised. We always
I will
joke,
do anything you want, she says.
right? Like as a woman, we always joke like, "Oh, just flirt your way out of a
Right,
ticket." Like I
right.
don't think that actually works.
Well, when you're restrained in a wheelchair already for being drunk,
Right.
I don't
When
think
you
you're
were
very
sloppy.
right. You're not very sexy anymore at that point.
I'm just picturing her trying to bite her lips. She's like,
Right.
puking.
I was so hoping you did it.
Oh my god.
Uh, I
Where
read
was
the
she
story.
flying from?
She was flying from Fort Worth, Texas. It didn't say where she was
Okay.
going, but I did read the story twice to make sure it wasn't somebody from Vegas heading to Canada, just to be safe.
I barely drink, so it's definitely not
Oh,
me.
that's okay. Well, then maybe just the one that she had.
Yeah, right.
Not all the
I
bottles
just
in
had
one
one drink and then I got real messy.
real messy.
Oh my god. I was thinking that she was probably on her way to Florida, like if I had to guess.
Yeah, it might have been. Who knows? Usually they leave here that way. They don't get here that way. They leave
Oh,
here.
right.
Right.
She was leaving from Fort Lauderdale, not Fort
But
Worth.
yeah, not Fort Worth. I've misread. Entirely my fault.
I think Texas has its fair share of characters too, doesn't it? I think anywhere does.
Yes, yes, it does. I would say so.
We have our fair share as well.
Captain Ron said she probably drew blood when she bit her lip.
Yeah, she's just trying to be so sexy.
Ah,
Oh my gosh. Does it say it like was she was charged with public intoxication, but she
public
didn't.
intoxication. Yeah, so that's good. So she got no safety violations for being on the plane, which is normally what they hit you with, and that's
Oh,
worse.
really?
That's like a felony.
What? But like they serve alcohol on the plane.
Yeah, but she got on drunk.
Oh, she got on drunk.
She got on drunk.
I
It's
wondered
literally
if it was like you know, when you go to a bar and the bartender has the responsibility to cut you off, right? If you've had too
right.
much, they've got to cut you off. Like maybe these stewardesses should also have cut her off. Mm.
They do on a plane normally. Like I said, she got on drunk, but the question is, where did she get all the little bottles? You can't take them through security.
Right.
You
Right.
can't buy them at the airport. So she had to be on a flight beforehand. Maybe it was a connecting flight or something.
Yeah, maybe. Can you
Maybe.
not though? I found that flying through the states was a lot less intense than Canadian flights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I didn't have to put any of my liquids in a little baggie or anything, and
You
I
did?
didn't have to
Yeah.
pull
No, we
them out.
don't do that now. We used to. We
Oh,
used to
we
do that.
still do that.
You guys still do it? Well, you guys. You said you guys are still wearing masks up there too.
Well, not all of us. Some places our healthcare system just allowed the people working to not wear masks, probably in April.
Oh. So you don't have to put the bottles in a bag, but you can. But you still can only take. I think it's 1 ounce or 3 ounces.
Yeah,
It's a
100
smaller bottle.
mils. Do you have mils down there?
Well, they're on the bottles, but we don't know what they mean.
Yeah, okay.
It's right after the OZ
Oh,
for
you
the
know,
ounces. For the
you know
ounces.
what ounces are. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go, 2 ounces, and then it'll have the equivalent in whatever the milliliter thing.
Oh,
is.
okay.
That's because we ship some stuff to you guys. We don't know what that is. We have no idea. You still have to take your shoes off. You still got to take electronics
Yeah.
out. All that stuff's the same.
Yeah, we don't normally have to take our shoes off flying domestic, but because we were in American customs, we had to take our shoes off.
We have one guy with a shoe bomb 8 years ago or whatever it was, and now everybody's taking their shoes
Oh,
off.
is that what it is? I wondered
Yeah, we
that.
had a guy with a shoe bomb. He had a fuse sticking out the back of his shoe, the idiot.
Oh,
What do you think?
I
He
didn't
thought it was
know.
going to be a shoelace or something?
Yeah,
we
interesting. I had no idea.
We don't tell you guys everything.
No, I guess that our news
Some-
is very censored anyway.
Right. Some things we figure you guys just don't need to know up there.
Yeah, right. Oh, look, Kenneth is here. Hello, Ken. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken.
He says we have Meek Mills. I think that's a rapper. I don't know what that means though.
Oh.
If I don't know what it means, you definitely don't know what it means.
All right, so you ran into some human trafficking there in Vegas?
Well, I didn't.
Oh, you did.
However,
So, okay, just to be clear, everyone, she was not the drunk lady on the
it was
plane.
not human trafficked. I think I'm
She
too
was
old
not
at this
involved in
point.
the trafficking.
So I thought it was interesting that every single public bathroom I went into, whether it was at the resorts, the airport, restaurants, wherever, there was signs on the stall doors, individual stall doors that said, if you're a victim of human trafficking, or here's how to spot the signs for human trafficking. And I have seen those before in airports usually, but I thought every single bathroom I have been in, has a sign that says that to report human trafficking. So
Right.
I did a deep dive into it, and I apologize in advance to rain on this fun parade today.
Oh no, go ahead. This is
We're
interesting.
having this great chat, and here's Becky with the storm clouds.
I don't know. I started out with people pooping in and garbage cans in buckets, so anything from there is
Yeah.
up.
I suppose, yeah. So I did look into it if, if there was an issue. Obviously, there's an issue everywhere right
Right.
now with human trafficking, but I wondered if Vegas was a hotspot, and sure enough, it definitely is a hotspot for human trafficking.
Right.
They say some 8,000 children go missing every year in Nevada. Now, that's not all human trafficking, of course. That's runaways, that's whatever. But yeah, they have such high rates of homeless youth down there. Probably you get the glitz and the glamour of
Yeah,
Vegas, right? The Vegas
runaways go to
life.
Vegas, the great place to get a job or whatever. But there's also a
Yeah.
big population of American Indians near Vegas too, so
Mm.
they're easy pickings for the human traffickers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's the same with up here.
Promise,
We
yeah,
live.
yeah, promises of a better life are very, can be very intoxicating when you're, living in a dirt shack or whatever the Indian
Yeah,
reservation.
that's so true. It's also an international travel hub, so people are in
Right.
and
That.
out,
Yep.
and it's so transient. Like it's a good place to bring people
Right.
if if you're a trafficker, because who's going to even notice you, right? Like there's so many people in and out
Right.
every
So many
single
people in and
day.
out of the airport all the time. Exactly.
Yeah, I remember last year we went to Vegas, and there was these two girls walking in front of us from the Bellagio over to Planet Hollywood, and it was cold when I was there, like, it was just so windy and gross, and these 2 or 3 girls were walking with another woman, and, the one woman was quite a bit taller than these 3 girls walking with her. So I said to my husband, I'm like, "Are those her kids?" And these girls were dressed pretty scantily,
Right.
and again, it was cold, so I thought, "What the heck are these girls wearing?" And they're in these huge high heels, and they cannot even walk in them, and they're, walking around like baby
Dum,
deer.
dum, dum, dum.
And, yeah, and the big one, she was so, I don't know, serious. She was very
Right.
serious. She wasn't joking around, she wasn't chatting, so I thought, "This isn't a girls' night out." Like,
Right.
they're on a mission, and so these 3 girls are, like, walking behind her, like, trying to catch up, and it was just the weirdest thing, and I wanted to, like, get the attention of one and be like, "Are you okay? Like, are you
He was
here?"
behind them. The bigger one was in the front.
Yeah, but she was, like, keeping her eye on them, like, she kept
Oh, she
looking to
kept
make
checking
sure
on
they
him and
were.
stuff. Hey, are you back there?
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
to make sure that they were there, but yeah, I think something was definitely going on. I don't think that it was definitely not friends going to the
It's
Planet
not a
Hollywood.
regular night out for 3 or 4 ladies.
Yeah, and the thing too, yeah, I will say, styles right now are very weird. It does not matter what your body looks like, you can wear anything, but
Right.
I just thought these girls looked very uncomfortable in what they were wearing, and, I don't know, something really bothered me about that. So I think it definitely goes on it right in front of us, like,
Sure.
we don't even know. Um, so, if anyone doesn't know what human trafficking is, I'm sure they do at this point because there's been a lot of light on it recently,
Right.
in the last few years, really, but it's a recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons for improper means. So that means things like, forced labor, um, like fraud, coercion, improper purpose, like, sexual exploitation.
Right.
So, yeah,
It makes sense to have the signs in the ladies' bathroom because if a guy's traveling with women he's trafficking, that would be the one place that they can go without him.
yeah,
So
really.
if there's a
But, I
sign in there that
mean,
says how to get away or something or someone to contact.
yeah, exactly. Me, old conspiracy mind, I'm like, "I wonder where it goes." There was, like, all this talk back in the day that the human trafficking hotline went back to this government agency that hired this woman who was already convicted for, trafficking, one of the Clinton friends, but anyway, we're not
Oh,
allowed to talk politics on the show.
right.
But so I'm trying to think that this is a legit agency that you are calling. But
You
yeah,
would
so
like to think, right? Yeah, you'd like to
I
think it
did
was.
think that's right. It says that an estimated 5,600 victims of child sex trafficking in Nevada. So, like I said before, 8,000 go missing. So they estimate 5,600 of that are for sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, which is horrendous.
Right.
Like that's a huge number. The FBI has identified Nevada as 1 out of 13 of high intensity child prostitution areas in America.
Wow.
So I'm gonna guess your big hubs are probably, your New Yorks, your LAs, your places like that.
Right. Miami.
Yeah. And it's not just sex trafficking, right? Like you can have things like domestic work or residential. So residential is more like brothels, so that is sex, but forced labor, things like that. Like you can literally
Residential is what they call brothels.
yeah, brothels are like a private residence where they have sex things happening.
Gotcha. Oh,
But yeah,
private use. Oh my lord.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Illicit massage parlors, outdoor solicitation. I assume that's just prostitution, like on the
Street
street.
corners. Right.
Yeah, but domestic work, like forced labor, people are literally having slaves again. It's the weirdest thing. You would never think that in today's day that was the thing that's going on, but here we are.
Would think.
Yeah, carnivals, forced carnival workers. I thought that one was interesting.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Here I was thinking carny was a lifestyle, but no, maybe they're
Yeah,
forced
Rick and I
into
were
it.
talking about that last week with that one ride that the people got stuck on for 45 minutes.
Yeah, right.
So that maybe the guy who's running it was a forced person that they found
Yeah,
in
and
Las
he's like,
Vegas,
"No,
right?
I'm out of here. I'm done."
Right. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm not turning this off. Just I'm out.
Right. So it was saying that the way that these groomers are finding children, number one is social media,
Right.
obviously. Their home neighborhoods, like I guess they move into a place and they're just out and about. Clubs and
Out,
bars, the
out and
internet.
about.
How do I say that? Out,
Out and about.
out and about. I don't know how to say it otherwise.
You're fine. I just noticed it. Normally
Out.
you don't drop many Canadian
Oh no.
things. It was fine. Gives an international flair to the show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my Canadian accent. So clubs and bars, the internet, and schools, and it's saying that some risk factors for children falling into well, not falling in, but being more attracted to a
Right.
transient life that then leads to it is previous sexual abuse, being in foster care system. I think I read that 90% of the children who are found in child sex trafficking are from foster care
Oof.
and runaways, unstable housing. So it's very important as a parent to have a good home
Yeah,
for
the
your
moving
kids.
to the neighborhood thing seems weird. I haven't heard that before, but it completely makes sense though.
Mhm.
I mean, if you have a couple of kids that you've already got hooked, you move
Mhm.
into rent a house in a neighborhood, send them out, and go see what kids are to play with.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in a month ago, why don't we have a sleepover for little Johnny and Becky from over
Mhm.
down the street, and then you
Mhm.
never see them again.
Yeah, and that was the second like, the FBI had listed the where the groomers are happening, and that
Right.
that was second, so that must be
Oof.
pretty prevalent.
Right.
So, anyway, way to rain on everyone's parade, Becky, with that one.
Oh no. We were trying to help people, warn them. Don't talk to your weird neighbors that move in.
Right? Ask for a birth certificate of the child living there.
Right, especially if the races in the family don't match up, just in case.
Yeah, like, creep their Facebook for back to 2000 whatever when
There
their
you go.
kid was supposedly born and see if you have photos of them.
Right. And then you were talking about the fashion. My wife and I, we only have boys. We have 4 boys. We went to the
Mm.
beach this weekend, and we're just looking at the girls, going, "We're so glad we don't have any daughters."
Mhm.
My lord.
I've got 2 daughters, and
Right.
they're 11 and 13, and some of the stuff that they try to wear, and I'm like, where are you going in that?"
Right. And all the bathing suits now this season, at least down here in Florida, there's no butts. The butts are completely
I know.
uncovered in some sort or another.
I know. It's hard for someone like me in my 30s who wants to, you know, wear not like a grandma's bathing suit, but,
Right. Right.
something a little more conservative, but no.
Right.
I'm wondering, does nobody have cellulite in fashion? Obviously not.
My wife's an assistant principal at a high school. They have to send girls home sometimes and tell them to go put clothes on. Like, you can't
Where
come
are
in
their
here where
parents?
exactly where are the parents when they leave the house in the morning?
Right. Although there have been a couple days where my kids have come home, like my 11-year-old, she's in 6th grade. She comes home and I'm like, "What's happening here?" She's like, "I wore a sweater all day." I said, "Girl, you better have." Like, she's in Christian school and her shirt's like cut down to here and she's 11. So,
Oh.
yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, apparently here in the States, we have some illegal baby names.
Oh, what?
We have names that you are not allowed to use.
Really?
Do you guys not have illegal baby names
Oh,
in
a lot of
Canada?
stuff is illegal here. It's hard to say. I don't know.
So, the United States generally has fewer restriction on baby names compared to other countries. So maybe you guys have more than we do. But some names have been
I'm gonna look
banned or restricted due to legal, social, or ethical reasons.
Okay.
Here are the 10 baby names that we have faced legal issues or are generally not allowed in certain states.
Hmm.
So we'll start at number 10 and then we'll go backwards to 1. So the number 10 is Mr.
Mister?
Mister. Right. Because
So it
then you
can't be
would
Mr. like the
can't be
band?
Mr. It can't be, Mr. Palmer or Mr. Turner. You can't use the first name of Mr.
Weird. I wonder why.
Yeah. Number 9. This one makes a little more sense. Lucifer, banned in some states due to religious connotations. You don't want to have your kid named Lucifer,
So my mom works at like a parenting center,
right?
where they do like programs for parents and things like that. And she had a person whose kid's name, I think the first name, like I shouldn't say what the first name was. It was also bad. But the middle name was Lucifer.
We'll see what the first name was. Now I'm curious. As long as we
What?
don't say the last name, they'll never know who it is.
She's not allowed to share that information. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll
So
tell
she
you
didn't tell. She
offline.
didn't. She didn't tell you.
I should have just said someone I knew.
Okay, number 8, the at sign.
Oh, the at sign. How would you even say that? My son
Yeah,
at.
at. My son at.
And yet
This is at
Elon
Turner.
Musk kids have like symbols for their names, but okay. But not the
Well,
at. That's offensive.
because I guess it would always go to an email or to their website.
They would tag this kid and everything.
It would tag the kid. Oh yeah, it'd be tagged in everything. Number 7, Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hitler's on the list for sure.
Yeah, it's gotta be on the list. Yeah.
So is Adolf fine and Hitler's fine, but together it's not?
Yeah, I guess you just can't do them together.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, but like whose kid is named Hitler? Hitler Lucifer.
Lucifer Hitler.
Yeah, right.
Can't do that either though. But you could do Hitler Lucifer. You would think if your name was Hitler at this point, you would change it anyway.
I would think so. Like if that was your last name,
Right. Especially if
you're
you're
changing
German.
that.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Yeah.
For Adolf, I don't think that's really a common name much anymore anyway.
Not anymore, no. Although these old names are making a comeback, so maybe.
It's true. All right. Number 6, Santa Claus.
Oh. It's funny that there needs to be a rule against this because people
you
are
can't
choosing this.
or no, Chris Kringle's okay there, Captain Ron.
Right.
Yeah, Chris Kringle. Yeah, Santa Claus. I mean, how would you know when he was born he was going to end up, with the white beard and the
Yeah, right.
long hair? How would you know?
Santa Claus, okay.
I usually grow my beard out in the wintertime and it gets
Do you?
it gets a little heft to it, and then I grow my hair a little longer. One year we went to Universal and they had the Grinch that year. You could go see the Grinch.
Mhm.
So I just happened to have wore a red shirt that day, not on
Oh,
purpose.
no.
And when he turned around, he went, "Oh my God, you're here!" And we
Like,
had a
thanks,
nice little
guys.
back and forth. It was cute. He played it well.
That's awesome.
All right, number 5, 3, the III, the Roman numeral.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, only that one. I guess if you want 1 or 2 I's, you're okay, but you can't do the 3.
What?
I don't. It makes no sense.
That's so strange.
Right. It's just so random.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Oh wait, sorry, number 4. Number 4, Jesus Christ.
Mm,
Okay.
mhm.
That makes sense, I guess.
But Jesus is okay.
Right, if you pronounce it Jesus.
What if your name is like Jesus Cristo?
I was going to say,
You're-
yeah, you could
you're
be
Mexican.
Jesus Cristo.
Weird.
Well, then you would have maybe even registered in Mexico, where maybe it would have been okay. Yeah, how does that
Maybe.
work? What if you're born in another country, you come here, and then you have to get, for some reason or another, you become a citizen and have to get a passport or a driver's license or something.
Maybe you're grandfathered in because it's already your name. Maybe it's just baby names that aren't allowed. But again,
Could
what
be
if you're
for
what
new
if you're a
name.
Mexican who lives there and you want to name your kid Jesus Cristo?
Yeah, I've met Jesus's before, so it
Yeah.
must just be the two together. And if you
Interesting.
say their name Jesus, they get mad at you anyway. So,
This is true.
like, oh, that is not my name. All right, number 3, Queen. Can't be called Queen.
Queen. Oh, what? Really?
Right. So Queen Latifah, that must not have been her name originally.
No, probably not.
Must be more
I
of a
am
nickname.
shocked by that. That one's fairly tame.
Well, then the next one is King.
Oh, I definitely think that people name their kids King now.
If you had twins, you could name them King and Queen, a little boy and a little girl. That would be cute.
Oh my gosh.
These are my kids, King and Queen.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard a few people online name their kids King. Maybe they're not American.
Maybe it's more of a nickname.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, and finally, the number 1 name that is banned in the United States is Messiah.
Oh, Messiah. Interesting.
Due to religious sensitivities. This is my child, Messiah. Would that be a boy's name or a girl's name?
I guess a boy's name. I don't know. There's so many things I want to say, but I will not because
it could be Messier and it could be a girl.
Right. Interesting. So while you were chatting there, I pulled up where I'm from, Alberta. I pulled up their restrictions respecting personal names. Now I haven't read this, so this might suck, but
no, we need to fill time. It's fine.
That's right. So it may either be at least one given name and one last name, or a cultural mononym where a person has only one name. It may also consist of, so it's saying you have to have a first name and a last name, or you can just have or a first name, middle name, last name. So what else does it say?
It says you have to have 3 names?
No, it says you don't have to have 3 names.
You
can either have first and last or first, middle, and last.
Okay.
They must use the standard English alphabet of 26 letters. So Greek letters, Inuit letters, Arabic script, or kanji, I'm not sure what that is, they are not acceptable. A given and a last name can use letters such as A, B, C, or A, B, and C. So just a last name is just a letter A, I guess. Oh, you can use Roman numerals 2, 3, or 4. Well, it says like 2, 3, or 4, so I assume any Roman numeral. Numbers spelled out such as second, third, THIRD. A space to separate names like David, John, so that can be a first name or last name, I guess. A hyphen to join names is acceptable. Obviously, that's pretty standard.
Right.
A single letter like J or B with a space and or period following the letter being an option. So like if you named your kid RJ or whatever.
Right.
Not allowed is pictograms, codes, hieroglyphics, among others. Actual numbers as in 2 or 5.
You can't put a number in. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can be TWO, but you can't
be 2.
2.
Right.
So
7 can't be 7.
Weird. Using punctuation marks. So under certain conditions, a name may contain a punctuation mark if used non-consecutively, like a period, a hyphen, or apostrophe. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Legal
Can you use an
names.
exclamation point? Like, could my name be Mike?
I don't think so. I think it's just apostrophe.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I'm Mike. Yeah.
Hi, Mike. No, I'm Mike. You got to put the end on it.
Yeah, right. It says a legal name cannot contain just hyphens. So you can't just be
just
dash. And then prohibited are symbols of any sort, slashes, commas in any part of the name, or to separate names using quotation marks. So like, I'm Becky. Why are you doing that? It's my name. I don't know.
It's my name. I don't know. Ask my parents. They're really weird.
And brackets. Becky. I don't know. It continues to go on here. But this is like on the government website. Better than the quotation marks. Becky.
Becky.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple more guidelines there, and that's just for Alberta. I think it's probably different province to province. Like, was that list for
Oh,
America or was that state
that was
specific?
United States, but it's not
Hmm.
in all states.
Yeah, okay. You got some of those cowboy states that just
Right.
we'll name our kid punctuation marks if we want
Right.
to,
I'll name my kid exclamation point if I want to.
right? Oh, I did find a list. Illegal baby
Oh,
names in Canada. Lucifer. Okay, interesting because I definitely know someone. Hitler. Oh, Osama bin Laden. I'm surprised that's not
oh,
on your list. I'm
maybe it's an
shocked it's
older
not on
list.
your list.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, this one.
Well,
Sorry,
we
it's
got
too
rid of him,
early
so
for
maybe
that.
we don't care now.
Anus. Anus is not allowed.
Oh, apparently in America it's okay though.
It's banned in Canada because it's considered offensive and vulgar.
Anus is?
Anus.
Wow. But ass is okay? Ass is not
Right, I guess so. Uh,
butthole is okay?
V8. Like, I guess if you like tomato juice, you guys have V8 down there?
Right. Or motors. A V8
Oh,
engine.
right. Yeah, that's right. Jedi Knight is banned.
Oh, you can do that
Um,
here. It's not on the list.
right. Batman.
Batman?
Uh,
You can't be named Batman in Canada?
I guess not. Probably like
That's so weird. It's
licensing.
on the list.
Right. Nutella.
Oh,
It's
okay.
trademarked, so you can't.
Oh, trademark.
RoboCop. This is my son, RoboCop Nutella anus.
Wow, what are you guys trying to do up there?
I
You guys
have
watch a lot of
no idea.
movies. You watch a lot of movies.
I guess so. We don't get out. We only watch movies. For real with the number 4 real. This name is
Oh,
banned in Canada because it contains a number and is considered too unusual. I'm
oh, it's
for
too
real,
weird.
Turner.
It's too weird.
I it's just I don't know. I don't know where this list came from or why. It's on baby.names.com. So
Oh,
anyway, anus is not allowed in Canada.
no anus. You
Jedi
can't be
Knight.
Jedi Knight anus. I can't just put them on the name.
But we can be Santa Claus.
But you can
Here.
be. Well, you guys are closer. So.
Oh, that's funny. I like that one.
Oh. Hey, I meant to ask, when you were in Vegas, did you go see the dam, Hoover Dam?
No, we did not. I think the thought, like we did talk about it, but the thought of just being out there in that heat
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I think this is a trip for the fall or the early spring.
Yeah. See, that's what we were talking about. I think it's close enough to where you could go, but it's so hot. Nobody wants to go
Mhm.
out there. And once you get there, there's no
Yeah.
shade.
Yeah, exactly. It was easy to be in 40s, what our numbers are here, 40-degree heat
Right.
because you could duck into a store really fast or a
Right.
casino, but even the air conditioning didn't feel like anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not water you can get into, Captain Ron. It's way,
I mean, you
way
could, but
down.
you're not getting out of it. You can
Right.
hop into the Hoover Dam and refresh yourself, but that's
Right.
that.
And once you go out there and see it, you're like, okay, take my picture. Like, all right, I'm ready to go back now. What are you going to do? Walk around?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, it's cool to see, but I think it'd be cooler to see in less hot temperatures.
Right. Yeah.
You could do
Maybe they.
helicopter tours and stuff.
Oh, that would be. Ooh, a helicopter ride. That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
That would be. Maybe they have that.
They do. Yeah, they totally do.
Do they?
And they've got helicopter tours of the strip and stuff. They've got everything in Vegas. Whatever you want, whatever
Not sure.
fills your
Whatever you want to do,
fancy.
they could find for you there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. All right. Do you guys do a lot of walking in
Oh
Vegas?
my gosh. Mike,
Yeah.
so much walking. So
So
I
much walking.
I made sure I had my Fitbit
I was
charged.
gonna say, did you make sure you watch?
Yeah, I
That-
had to charge it midway through because like it was just thinking, I think so much. So we got there Sunday, I don't know, by the time we got out and started walking, it was maybe like 11 a.m. And then we left at 6 p.m. Wednesday. So in that time, we had 85,000 steps. So I think that
Wow.
was equivalent to around 40 miles.
Oof.
So, and I chose to wear sandals the whole time for whatever reason instead of running shoes. But I'm actually happy about that choice because I didn't get any blisters, which is awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So on the theme of Vegas here, I wanted
Right.
to look into, is walking actually really good for you? Because when you want to lose weight, you want to go on a diet, you want to exercise, you're thinking like hit the gym, all the machines, all the
Right.
exercises. But like since I've been sick, all my doctors say just go for walks. And I'm thinking
Right.
like
Nice
walks
low
isn't gonna get me
impact
healthy.
exercising.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I wanted to look into why or if walking was really good for you. And it is. as it turns out.
It turns out
And
it is. Oh, look at that.
and I think it's very underrated. So I'm like, all the gross food that I ate while I was in Vegas, offset by how much walking I did, I think.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, we went to Taco Bell because why not?
All
Right?
the time or just the one time?
No, just the one time.
Oh,
I actually love Taco Bell. It gets a bad rap, but I love it.
it's all the same. It's just they put it in a different flour
Yeah,
delivery
exactly. They're
system.
like, "Oh, it's a gordita." No, it's a chalupa. No, I think it's the same thing. It's just a
No,
taco
it's still
inside of a
meat, cheese, and
different
lettuce. It's all the same stuff.
but so good though. So, okay, so these are the top 10 reasons why walking is so good for you. Number
Okay.
1, it burns calories. Obviously, it's exercise. The more brisk you walk, the more calories you're going to burn, right? Once your heart rate is elevated a little bit, you're going to actually start to burn some fat. It
Does it say how
strengthens.
high it has to go?
Well, yes, I have it written down in a different spot. So it was saying that,
Okay.
well, I'll jump down here. So it extends your life, it says walking, and it says that if you're doing an average pace,
Right.
um, it decreases your chances of early death by 20%. Now, that's a pretty vague
Yeah,
statistic.
early death. That's a little.
Yeah, like, what is an early death to somebody? Is that 80? Is
Right.
that 60? Is that 20? I don't know. But it was saying that a brisk walk of 4 miles per hour or more, can reduce your risk of death by 24%. But again, under what circumstances? Do you drink every night? Do you do drugs? Do you eat
Mm,
really poorly,
true.
but you also walk 4 miles per hour? I don't know.
Right. That's kind of fast, 4 miles per hour.
I know, I was thinking that because on a treadmill, that's, like, into jogging territory. So that's a
Right.
really
Because I
fast.
mean, I wear one of those fitness watches, and I cut the
Yeah.
grass every Saturday, and it's usually start to finish is 4 miles, but it's over
Mm,
3.5 hours. I'm not doing that in
mhm.
an hour,
Right. I don't know,
so I'm
but
probably
it'll
not. I'm just
extend
wasting
your
my
life.
time and not burning anything. My wife, we should hire somebody. It's a lot of work, and I go, well, it's the only exercise, but apparently it's not exercise now. So,
Oh, well, I think it is. It
well,
says
let's go
it's
on. We only got the number one. I interrupted. I'm very sorry.
that's okay. It strengthens your heart, so they're saying that 30 minutes a day of walking, 5 days a week can actually reduce coronary risk by 19%.
Oh,
So that's huge.
yeah,
That's a big one. I've got a funny little heart on me, so, I mean, I'm thinking, like, that's probably not the worst idea to
right.
go for walks. That's only 150 minutes, right? That's 2.5 hours out of an entire week. So
Sure,
that's
not
really
bad.
nothing.
That's nothing.
It'll lower your blood sugar. So a 15-minute walk 3 times a day. So that's only, or sorry, oh yeah, 3 times a day. So that's 45 minutes a day, basically. They're saying walk after your meals 15 minutes a day. Now, they're obviously basing this off people who do not have jobs
Right.
or
Sure.
a life. But it says that it will greatly improve your blood sugar levels.
Oh,
So I don't know if it just metabolizes it right away, but I guess if you eat, go for a quick walk.
yes, Captain Ron, walk across America.
You're America's Terry Fox. You don't know
What
who
a
Terry
great
Fox is.
idea.
It says that it will ease joint pain. So it's
No,
and
no, it
it
makes mine hurt more.
I know, but it was saying that if it actually helps decrease your chances of getting arthritis, of course, but even if you have arthritis, it because it creates like a lubricant while you're walking, it will help cushion your joints, it said. I don't know, to be tested, I suppose.
Right.
It boosts your immune function. So the more you walk, the less chances you have of getting sick. And if you are, or if you did get a cold, um, it lessens your symptoms during.
Okay.
So yeah, that I thought was interesting. Boosts your energy. So it increases your oxygen levels and it also increases cortisol, epinephrine, and norepinephrine, which are hormones that help to elevate your energy levels. So it's that if you're tired, instead of grabbing a coffee, go for a little walk and it should do the same thing.
Isn't that going to just make me more tired?
That's what I thought. Well, you know what I thought
Right.
was interesting? So, like we've talked about this before, like what I just went through with
Right.
cancer and everything, and I'm exhausted all the time. And I'm hard pressed to get 5,000 steps in a day because I'm doing a lot of hanging out on my couch because I'm just so tired. But
Right.
there, in 4 days, 85,000 steps. And I remember saying to my husband during, like, how do I have this much energy? And I was thinking, hey, is it because of the sun? You know, it's different sun than we have. Well, I mean, it's the same sun,
Well,
but
it's the same. It's the same. That's the American sun. It
it's
powers
the
up so many
American sun.
stuff.
It's different,
Very different.
indigenous to America. But it's, I don't know, it's different. It's different kind of heat than we have here. And I thought, like, am I just more energized because of how warm it is here? Or, you know, am I getting like great sleeps in this hotel bed? Like, I just
Mhm.
wasn't sure. But maybe it's because we were walking. It's like a cycle. The more you walk, the
Oh, could be, I
more
guess.
energized you are. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. And then the next day, like I got back Thursday, I think I had 3 or 4,000 steps. I was so beat. Like by the time I got home, I couldn't even walk.
Right.
My joints and my whole body, like everything hurt. So improves mood. So
Okay, I can see that.
if you aim
Yeah.
for 30 minutes 3 times a week, it says that your depression, anxiety, things like that are greatly decreased because of it. And I could definitely see that, especially if you're walking outside, I would say.
Right.
Extends your life. We talked about that. Tones your legs. Obviously, it's going to make your leg muscles stronger, probably your butt muscles too. And this one I thought was interesting. It helps boost creative thinking. So
Oh.
clears your head.
Hmm.
If you are having like writer's block, for example, it
Right.
says go for a walk. You do your best thinking, your best creative thinking when you're on a walk, especially if you're walking in nature.
Huh.
Interesting, hey?
It is interesting.
Yeah. So if I'm like, man, I need some podcast episode ideas, get out for a walk.
Right.
I do a lot of barefoot walking as well because I'm crunchy like that. And
But there's
I
always
love it.
snow up there. Don't your feet get cold?
It's not always snow,
Oh, it's not always
just
snow.
for a lot of the
No,
year.
there's a lot of snow up there.
Well, there is. Not this year. There wasn't a lot this year, but we only just started to get summer now.
Ah,
Well,
gotcha.
what, 2
Yeah,
days
like
ago was
down
the
here, it's
first.
all beach. It's beach everywhere in Florida.
Right.
Yeah,
I
just
actually
palm trees
j
and sand everywhere.
is that it? Just everywhere, no roads?
No roads. Nope, no roads. No roads.
I
You have
I
to watch out for
hate.
the alligators. The alligators
Oh,
kind of
right. But
make.
they live in swamps. Are they beach swamps?
They live in any freshwater body that is here.
Who was saying something yesterday? We were talking about this. Where the heck was I? Oh my gosh, my brain is so bad sometimes.
Oh, you need
They
to
were
go for a walk.
saying I know, right?
There you
I
go.
had to
It
clear
all
my
comes back
head.
around.
They were saying, would you rather, oh, there's the moms at soccer yesterday.
Ah,
Would you rather be eaten by a shark or eaten by an alligator? And the consensus was eaten by a shark. And then they were talking
yes.
about how when they went to Mexico, um, they found out there was an alligator in the ocean.
Saltwater crocodile.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my,
And
like
down in
is
Mexico, we don't have them very often here in Florida. We
right.
have alligators here.
Like is anywhere safe? Oh my gosh.
No. Yeah, a shark is less violent because I mean they're gonna bite you once and you're probably gonna bleed out. If an alligator grabs you, there's that thing where they roll around with you in their mouth trying
Right.
to and then they take you down and shove you in their meat locker and let you get all nice and bloated and soft. So
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
shark's a lot nicer way to go if you have to go that way.
I was thinking that their teeth are probably sharper too.
Yeah. It's where alligators tear, sharks just bite.
Oh my word. Yeah, the alligator teeth are like ridgy kind of.
Yeah, yeah, and then they eat you whole. So it's they tear off a leg and then
I mean, to be honest, I don't want to be eaten by any animal. Like that's
no,
not my
no, I
preferred
don't.
way of going. I would like to
It's
just
not
fall
on my
asleep in my
list of
bed one
favorites.
day.
No.
However, I guess if I had to choose, it'd be a shark.
Yeah, it'd be faster. So,
It would be faster. So I guess the consensus of all of this is that Florida is not safe. Lots of beaches, not safe.
you just got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have moose. We don't have moose.
We do have moose, but like
And they're
I've
everywhere.
I've seen my fair share, but I've never had any run-in with them.
Really?
Yeah. Like they've never just come up and tried to hurt me. Like me, I'm the person that thinks that every animal wants to be friends. So, there've been lots of times I'm like,
like
open the
Cinderella. You're out
window.
there talking to the animals and things.
Yeah. And my husband's like, I'm not opening the window. I'm like, I want to pick. But yeah, we saw one very like a couple years ago, just on the side of the road. He was just in a little swamp and he just like looked at us and he was massive.
Yeah,
And
they're huge. I've seen
I was like,
pictures.
hey, Moose, what's up? Yeah, I mean, I've never been walking and seen one, so
Oh, that
I
one's
guess
not come
that's
up in
the
your front
difference.
yard or anything like that?
We had one in our backyard. We live in a town, right? Like,
Right.
it's not hospitable to moose, but, um, my husband gets home from work one day and he's like, "Why is the gate all messed up?" And so he's got padlocks on everything in this house, like, all the
Right.
gates have it. And he's like, "The padlock is still on the gate, but the the thingy of the gate is all
Right. The
mangled."
latch is bent or
And
something.
then he comes in, and then we let the dogs out, and he's like, "What are the dogs licking?" And it was, like, licking all his blood. I'm like, "What the heck?" And then someone had posted in, like, the Facebook chat for our town
For the neighborhood or something, right?
that they saw a moose everywhere, and so my husband messaged him, realized it was our next door neighbor. Apparently, they didn't know each other, and he's like, "Yeah, there was a moose in your yard." It was like, "That makes sense." Somehow he had jumped over, and we've got pretty big fences, but he had jumped over and must have scratched himself along the top
The
of the
top of the
chain
fence.
link.
Yeah.
But, like, what the heck was he doing in here? And I had the back door open, like, just my,
Screen.
screen door was open. I was working from home at the time, but I quite often would have, like, let my dogs out and let them stay in the backyard and sun. Like, I had a Mexican Chihuahua. She always wanted to be out there. So I just happened to have them inside when this happened. So,
Mm,
yeah. I mean, so maybe in that situation would have been,
maybe.
yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this topic.
Oh, who knows? But you know what? We filled all the time, and we're
Yeah,
out
we
of time
did.
today. So it's
Yes.
perfect. Halfway through, I
We're
didn't think we were going to make it. So that's great.
I can always talk. I could talk for a full hour by myself.
Oh, well, maybe next Saturday you can
No,
do
I don't
that.
wanna do that. No, thank you.
All right. Well, tomorrow's show it's me and Rick, but Becky and Ron are going to be on. We're all going to talk hockey,
Mhm.
and then Becky's going to tell everybody how great the Florida Panthers are.
Well, we'll see about that. I better do some research tonight, I guess.
All right, guys, we appreciate you listening, and we can't see the live viewers that are watching, but Ron says they're there. So thank you for coming. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. All I saw Kenneth, I could see Ken is here, and that's all I can see.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw too. All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.